Okay, welcome to this episode, and this episode is something slightly different. This is all about water collection and water emptying from our pool cover and how we're going to do it and how we're going to use that water.
Which even we didn't expect to
No, we didn't even expect that.
Unexpected pleasure.
So we needed a system to actually work when we're away, working off remotely Wi-Fi and the security cameras to pump water off the pool cover and out. And we've actually found a way to use it. So designing a system, needed a pool pump, and I got this off Amazon. It was about 40 odd euros, I think it is. I'll put the description in the I'll put a link to this in the description. And it's an AC based system, AC based pump, and it's 75 watts, so really low running power. So I got this, and it's a submersible pump, and it's designed to go in pools and things like that and pull it out. Next thing I needed to do was to figure out how I was going to suspend it and put it into the pool cover across a 3-metre gap. Just so happens that we had a plank lying around, which was left over by the builders who were using it for concreting and stuff, which is 4 metres long. So perfect, I could put it across the swimming pool, and then all I had to do was figure out how to suspend it. So suspending it, I've used some electrical wire, because that allows the pump to go up and down on the electrical wire rather than string, and it won't rot. So this hangs it down at the appropriate level below the plank as it's put across the swimming pool. And then when the plank goes across the swimming pool, I've covered the ends of the plank in this, which is it's a pool cover, remnants of a pool cover that we bought, a solar pool cover. So I cut that off, stapled that on, so when it rests on the pool cover that we paid a lot of money for, it's not going to scratch it. So now this will go across the pool. This hangs down in the water, and I'm going to tell you how I remotely control it when we're away. Okay, you can see our pool cover here, and now you can see our superb effort at suspending our pool pump above the middle of the pool, attached by the wire, and I've got the cable coming out for the electricity one way, and I've got the tube which is going to pump out the water in another way, but I'll show you that in a minute. So that's how it sits. And yesterday we had a horrendous rainstorm, or the day before, I can't remember, and the pool was full with water, and we pumped it out yesterday, and it was 1,200 litres of water. And 3 days ago happened again, and we pumped it out, and there was another 1 and a bit thousand litres. So in the last week, we've pumped out at the top of this pool cover 2,500 litres, which I've collected and put into our IBCs for irrigation for next year. So I had to figure a way of how to control it when we're away remotely. And what I did is I bought a... Sally loves this one.
You bought a few Shelly switches.
Yeah, I bought a few Shelly switches. I bought a Shelly 1 Mini Gen 3. I bought 3 of them because I've done the lights up, with the outside lights up with them as well. But what I did, inside the little white cover here, I bought a little special cover, and I've got a Shelly 1 Mini Gen 3 in there, and I made a small extension lead. You can see the white extension lead here, and I'm plugging that into the pool pump electricity. So now what happens is that when I want to use it, one of our security cameras can see the pool cover, and this I can switch on remotely from my mobile phone anywhere in the world, and I can pump water out of the pool cover. As Sally keeps on saying, I'll work round things.
Along with the towel rail heater.
Oh yeah, all sorts of other things. But anyway, let's carry on talking about what I'm finally going to do with this. So that's how we control it now.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
I've also got the app on my phone for some reason.
That's because you can put the outside lights on and off in the towel rail.
I thought it was a good idea to put it on my phone too.
Right, because you put the outside lights on.
Okay.
Right, let's talk about the water now.
Yeah, talk about the water.
Okay, what I've designed then is a system, rather than pumping it into the gravel, is to pump it into one of the tanks that we have. So the pipe comes from the pump, which is suspended over the swimming pool, and it comes in through. I had some of these left over. This is actually a micro irrigation switch, and it comes through here, and it pumps it into the top of the IBC. Sorry, not the IBC, the Hippo tank, the 1,000 litre tank. And we've already done this twice, and it works perfectly well. And then I thought, what happens when we're away and there's too much water? So I am going to change the design. So what I'm going to do now, there's a hole on the top of this tank here, and I'm going to drop the water into the top of the tank above the level of the tank here. And then I'm going to connect these two tanks together because I had some spare piping left over. I'm going to connect these two tanks together, and I'm going to have an overflow point on this tank. So what's going to happen now is the water's going to come out off the pool cover into the top of this tank. These two tanks are going to be connected together, and then there's going to be an overflow from these tanks when they reach their limit, and they'll overflow onto the gravel into the garden. So hopefully when we come back in 6 or 8 weeks time, the pool cover will be dry and we'll have 2,000 litres in the top of these tanks, which we can then use either in the house or for irrigation.
It's water we didn't expect to have, isn't it?
We didn't expect to have, and there's so much of it that next year's water collection, I'm going to build this into how I'm going to collect, and probably going to have to expand our water tank collection ability for, I reckon now with this system, I can collect a couple of 1,000 litres, and I can probably drip irrigate the crop area, which I never thought was possible because I didn't think I'd be able to capture enough water. So all in all, reusing what we had for 40 euros, I've now got a remote controlled pumping system and water collection system from on top of the pool cover. Fab. Well, I worked last night till just before, well, just after dark actually, fitting the two tanks together, and had a bit of spare pipe left over. So connected the two tanks up with some 32mm pipe, opened the valves up, and just in the top of them I've got, on each tank, I've got a open valve, which will be an overflow. And then I drilled into the top of the tank here to put the feed from the pump into the top of the tank, which is above the level of the overflow. So when the pump feeds into the tanks and both the tanks are getting full, because they're all joined together, both tanks will vent over and vent out. So hopefully when we get back we'll have at least 2,000 litres. The only other thing that I've got left to do really, and if I've got time tomorrow I'll go into the shop, is the water pipe itself I'm not really happy with. So I might buy some drip feed irrigation pipe where I can get the 90-degree bends on it and feed it out, drip feed it and secure it onto the plank so nothing sort of pulls it off the plank. And then I can put a 90-degree bend, a couple of 90-degree bends, and actually feed it properly up to the top there rather than a bent pipe which could actually kink. So if I get time tomorrow, that's what I'll do. For controlling it then, we've got the video camera, and as you can see here there's a picture from the video camera and I can see directly into where the pump is and the pump housing, so I can tell when it needs emptying. And within the pool pump cover I've taped up the Shelly 1PM Gen 3 switch just up in here, and you can see it's controlled here from my mobile phone, and I've got a simple on-off switch. I can also set it to time function, because the other day when we took it out we had the pool was completely full and it took about 2 hours to take it out, so I could actually put it on a timer function remotely as well. So now I can control it from wherever we are, pump it out, collect at least 2,000 litres of water, which we can hopefully use for irrigation next year, and it will overflow. And if I can, after I've got some of the piping, I might get the overflow pipes to actually go into the gravel here on the path, because then it'll be much better for the water to go into the gravel than it is to go on here and then backflow. So hopefully I'll finish that all off tomorrow if I've got the time and if I can get to the shop. Thanks for watching this. I can certainly describe it an unusual episode, but it could be very useful to people who have got their own pool covers and they're not there all the time. And it's a resource that we don't want to waste. So if you've enjoyed watching it, give us a thumbs up. If you've got a comment, then please send us a comment and I'll try and reply to it. And if you'd like to subscribe, that would be great. Thanks for watching.